and welcome to our 2021 Life Group Leadership Training. So I'd like to share the first screen. This is something that is so true for all of us. This morning, we are saying yes to the call. Today, I am reminded of that verse in Ephesians 2 verse 10. Yeah, and I would like to read the verse first. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. To start of our training, I just want to throw out this idea that decisions are like steering wheels of our lives. You being here today is truly saying yes. Yes, God. Yes, Father. Here I am. Use me. You have boldly stepped out of the crowd to make a difference, first in your life and in the lives of the others that God is going to send your way. You are now turning your steering wheel towards the things of God. And for that, we say, congratulations, and we are excited for the days that are ahead of you. Truly, it is our declaration that you will walk in the fullness of the Father's plans for you. So, as we have said earlier, we want this training to have so much fun with the limitation that we have. We are using the Zoom room. But for our first activity, let's do a poll. We are going to launch a poll, and please answer the questions in this poll. So we are launching the question number 1 for our poll.
Okay, closing the poll. Wow, 94% of you is saying you are already a part of a life group.
7% said that you have heard about life groups, and only 2% of you are saying that you have zero knowledge about life groups. So I have said these are locator questions. We want to know where you are when it comes to your knowledge about the life group specifically. And it's good to know that 94% are already part of a life group, because it would be hard sharing on how you are going to start leading a life group when you have never been a part of a life group. In fact, that is our primary requirement for those who would want to lead a life group. We want leaders to have really exhibited faithfulness in the life group as our first requirement. We want our leaders to really have this heart already for the life groups before training them to be a leader themselves. Okay, now let's go now to an overview of how our training Saturdays would look like. You know, in the past, we were holding life group trainings for leaders over a period of 3 Saturdays, but we are running it straight from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. But we have to consider that we are in a Zoom setting, and we don't want you to have Zoom fatigue. That's why we are limiting our training time to only 2 hours. Now, we have tried to squeeze in the
salient points
that we would want to share with you. So here is an overview of your training for the next 4 Saturdays.
Okay, so we will have 4 training days of 2 hours each. Today is the first day, and today we will be discussing the vision of the life group.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, it will be Leadership in Focus under Pastor Joey. May 22, the third day, it will be Pastor Joseph on building a life group culture and life groups and the new life growth track. And then on May 29th, the last day, it will be the ins and outs of leading a life group. So we
Mm-hmm.
will be discussing that on May 29th.
Okay. So before we even proceed to our main topic for today, we would want to give you a 5-minute break, 5 minutes to stand up, get some coffee, get some drinks, go to the comfort room. So we'll give you 5 minutes, and then after that, we'll just go straight away to all our topics for today.
So we will be back 10:50.
Okay. Okay. So we're back. So for today, we are 210 participants, and you are coming from different directions, different generations as well. We have we have a participant here who is coming from Little Legends, our ministry, to the very young in church, and we also have participants coming from our jubilant group. So you might be asking and wondering at this point, are we going to receive the same training? Are you not going to differentiate approaches for different generations? I would just want to share this with you. Let's go back to the way Jesus was doing his ministry. When Jesus was doing his ministry, he did not actually separate the children from the older people. Jesus was just ministering to each one of them, not based on their ages, but he was effectively and uniquely ministering to each one based on the questions of their hearts, based on their specific needs. So, we are here because we want to be trained as life group leaders. One of the things that we would want to impart to all of you today is this. Our life groups, it's all about relationships. And so what should matter most to the leaders is not that you are using the right technique for a specific age group. But what would matter most is the ability of the leader to connect heart to heart with everyone that God would be sending your way. Okay, so for the next part, I would like to share with you an idea of how our training should go. Our life group leadership training has 3 modules. Huh? 3 modules? I thought we will only be attending only one. But I would want you to have this idea that we have designed our life group training this way. Are we back the host? Okay. This is how we have redesigned. Again, I tell you, there are so many things that we have changed with the way we train our leaders. Why is this so? Few years, many years back, a lot of people would go for the life group leadership training. And when we check on them after a few months or even after some years, and you ask them, how are you? Are you already leading a group? They would come back to us and tell us that, no. Why? Because I don't believe I am confident to be able to lead a group. So we tried to do some study about it, and we realized that most of the leaders, most of the applicants that go for the training are already expecting that the training is the only thing that they need to be able to lead. I'm sorry, but this 4 days training will not actually change you to be a great life group leader. So, what is involved in the training of a life group leader? So, we have divided it into three modules. Take note, we have module 1, module 2, and module 3. What is included in the module 1?
So module 1, we call it the basic training module. This basic training module is what you are attending here for the month of May. This is
So,
composed of 4
Saturday.
Saturdays of 2 hours each.
Mhm.
So this is the basic training module.
This will give you, as the term implies, the basic things that every life group leader should know when it comes to the life group.
So after this training, you go to module 2, which is the mentoring program. So we send you back to your life group leaders
Or the people that endorsed you.
or the people that endorsed you. That's why for us, it's very important that those who are attending module 1 should be endorsed by their life group leaders.
So if you would note, if you really did your application form, there is a question in the form that actually asks you, do you think that you are able to lead a life group after going through the basic training program? Why was that question placed there? Because some of you are already being mentored right now. Some of you are already being guided by your life group leaders. Some of you are already receiving a special training from your life group leaders now.
Yeah.
That is why the only requirement needed from you is to attend the basic training module. Meaning to say, this module 2 can actually come ahead of the basic training module, or it can come after. It all depends on you as the applicant, life group leader, applicant, or candidate, and your mentor or your life group leader, your ministry head, or even your department head.
So after going through module 2, it's now up to your leader. If he or she decides that you can now go to module 3. What is module 3? This is the life group ministry protocols. This is where your life group leaders send you back to us for the protocols. This is where we will show you how to administer life groups. So module 2, hopefully it is just a quick uh, training, but it can go on to months, or
Yeah.
it depends on your coach, on your life group leader. But usually what happens is after module 2, then your leader sends you to module 3 already.
Well, it is in module 3 that we are going to ask you, as a life group leader now of New Life, to sign a document really telling us that you are surrendering your services to be a life group leader. Sister Baby, why do we have to sign a document stating that we are a life group leader of New Life? Well, experience actually dictates that we put a boundary, we put something to really hold our life group leaders.
Not
Why?
control.
Why is this so? We do not want to control, but we are putting a semblance of order on
Boundary.
how we would want to be in a relationship with the life group leaders. Why? There were times, well, this is only when it comes to New Life Maine. I don't know if it is also true with our network churches, but there were times in the life group journey that we would be hearing some members who would come to us and tell us that, Sister Baby, do you know that our leader is now in victory? What? Yeah, our leader transferred already in victory. And In fact, she is inviting us to join her. This is something that we would not want to happen anymore. And so in the document that we are asking life group leaders to sign on, we are specifically saying that I know that I am being called for this season. And when the time comes that I know my season in New Life is over, I will voluntarily turn over my life group to the life group department, the life group ministry, the next steps, and they will find the right life group leader for my members. You know, we don't want people to be abandoned. We want them to be cared for. And as leaders, we have a big responsibility over them. Okay? So did you get it? Can I get some reactions? Can I can I actually, yes, are you getting this? Please don't come out of the training and you will be saying that, oh my, the people from the life group next steps department are so legalistic. They are controlling. We're not controlling, we're just setting up the right boundaries because we believe that boundaries are good. We believe that boundaries are for our protection. Okay. It is something to train leaders on a normal situation. But now we are training you in a time that is so uncommon. We are at a pandemic. We have been locked down for over a year.
14 months.
But then we know we are guided by the watchwords. Last year, in the middle of the pandemic, we know that the watchword was advance, and we did advance. This year, our watchword is to arise, and we believe we are arising. And that is also our declaration for each and every one joining us today. So we would like to share with you this quotation from Karen Newhoff, and it says, agile leadership is flexible leadership. The ability to pivot, that's actually pivot, and change, not just once, but as often as changing conditions warrant. In a crisis, agility is ability. Flexibility is a superpower. Why am I starting this training with such a quotation? Because I have said that we are in an uncommon time. We are in a lockdown. We may feel like everything is limited at this time, but do you know that the call of God for us, it did not change? The vision of the life groups did not go away because of this pandemic. The vision is so clear that even in the middle of this pandemic, the call for us to be connected is still there. The greatest test of a vision is that it would not change even if situations around us may change. If I may share with you, last year, in the middle of this cold COVID-19 scare, our life groups in New Life Maine has continued to advance. And at the end of the year, we were able to have 140 people from our online activities connected to a life group. We had 63 new couples who took the marriage course, who are also connected now to a couple's
Couples life.
life group. In the middle of this pandemic, well, this is not bragging, but this is bragging in the Lord. The
Life group leader.
leadership, the leadership was so agile. We became so flexible that we were really given creative ideas on how to make the most of our online gatherings and birth out online communities. In the middle of the pandemic, our life group ministry was able to birth out three new online communities. We were able to come up with a community for mummies, which this month we are celebrating 1 year of that one. We
We were
have
able to come up with the community for fathers as well.
mhm,
And we were able to come up with a community for families
and single moms.
and single
And
moms as
single
well.
moms
So
as
apat
well.
pala, no?
Yeah. So just to point out to you and just to post a challenge to our network people as well. Don't be limited by the situation because our vision does not change. And so, in the middle of this pandemic, we are seeing great results. We are seeing great results, and it is our prayer that as you come today, you will also be challenged to go out of your comfort zone and to really ask God for creative ways on how you can continue to connect with people.
People. So that's why the word really is pivot.
Yeah.
We need to pivot.
Change.
We need to make adjustments so that we'll be able to reach out to more people.
And to cater to the needs of the people that God sends our way. So this morning, we would also want to give you an idea of how the world thinks the church should be.
Hmm.
Myself.
Okay,
Pastor
so
Cam would want to share with you a testimony, a video testimony of one of our life group leaders who graduated from our leadership pandemic batch
last year,
last year. This girl, because of our situation, she graduated pandemic batch. She never had any face-to-face meeting in her life group, but she is striving as a life group leader, making use of the online situation. So let's watch this video.
so this is Katrina Stemeyer.
So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Katrina. I'm a mom of two. I have two daughters, 9 and 6 years old. I've been going to New Life for about 10 years, on and off, but lately more on. So thank you, Lord. Okay, so the joy of being a life group leader, to be honest, like, I didn't know what to expect because also it was also I was also feeling like, kaya ko ba to? You know, there's always that thing inside na parang, can I do this? Can I handle them? But once God led me, I really prayed for my life group and I really prayed for the people who will be connected to me to really be from God, right? And so I just find it so awesome that I get to share his word to them. I get to grow as well, you know, as I lead them to grow in their own way. I also grow because I'm also learning from them actually. So which is great. I love hearing their testimonies, or like if they're going through something, we're all praying together. It's really we call it our vitamins na for the week. So it's really something that I personally look forward to. Um I'm also very grateful for the friendship that we've built in the process and the relationship that we've built. It's very God centered, but at the same time it's like it's really a friendship more than just like leading a group. It's really the relationship that we've built. So I'm very grateful for that. Um, yeah, I think that's it. It's really a great experience. I'm really enjoying the process, and I'm grateful that God is really leading me into this direction. I mean, it's really a blessing. More than it is, it's a blessing to serve Him. So that's what matters for me. So yeah, that's it.
Amen.
Okay. So this is just an example of one who has been faithful to her life group, as she has shared. She has been in New Life for over 10 years, but she was faithful in her life group. And then she found this call, a tug in her heart to step out and be part of the life group leadership training last year. And we are featuring her to challenge everyone here that, you know what? God does not call the equipped, but God equips the called. So if you are here and you are feeling like, I have never tried something like this in my life, three things. Three things that I am going to share with all of you. Do a self check right now. Number one, are you faithful? Are you faithful in the ministry where God has placed you? Are you faithful upholding your leader? Are you faithful in your life group? Second, are you relational? Do you love talking with people? Is it a joy to you if you have the opportunity to be able to minister to someone? Was there ever a time that you invited someone to come to you and be part of a ministry activity? Thirdly,
Are you teachable?
are you?
Are you teachable?
Mm-hmm,
Can people speak over you? Are you
mm-hmm,
ready to listen
mm-hmm,
to what your leader is teaching you?
mm-hmm.
It's very important that you remain humble, you remain open
Your
to
heart is open.
whatever your teacher or your life group leader is speaking over
Mm-hmm.
you.
So those three um, virtues are the simplest self-check that we are giving to those who are aspiring to be leaders. Because with those three virtues in you, we know that you are going to make it as a great life group leader.
Okay.